I'm Linnell Taylor, and it is my honor and privilege to be here today celebrating with my sisters of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated as we celebrate the founding of our illustrious sorority. I have here with me my sister, Miss Linda Lewis, who is this year's 2019 Alpha Tau Omega chapter chairman of our Founders Day event.
Good afternoon. My pleasure to be here with you today.
Can you just tell us what this Founders Day means to you and why it's so important for all of us to come together in this moment?
Founders Day comes every year, just like a birthday. It's an anniversary, and our chapter, just like all chapters across the nation, celebrate the founding of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. It's a time for sorors to get re-engaged, recharged, rededicated, remember that vow that they made many, many years ago, and let us move forward the goal and the mission of our original founders back from 1908 on Howard University, because just as the world was back in 1908, there is still a duty to serve. And so this just kind of invigorates us, helps us, motivates us to continue to move forward with that ultimate goal.
And just for the record, how would you say, or what would you say makes us so different from other organizations?
What makes us different, I would say, one, is our mission of service to all mankind. Two, the sisterhood itself, that long life commitment. We have a wonderful exchange of sorors across the nation. If you ask many of us, there are stories that you can tell about. It was that link, being part of Alpha Kappa Alpha, that not only allowed you to help, but take that extra mile to make sure your sister gets what she needs, that she's well planted wherever she goes across the nation. So I think that separates us a whole lot. And then we have different goals and directive and missions that we carry out as an international plan. Every 4 years that changes, everybody executes that plan with excellence. So it puts us, as I say, above the rest, number one.
Well, you've heard it right here from the chairman of the 2019 AKA Alpha Tau Omega Chapter Founders Day. Thank you, Ms. Lewis, for taking time out.
My pleasure to serve, and we look forward to seeing you next year. We're here every year celebrating Founders Day. Thank you very much.
I'm Linnell Taylor with Black Video News, and we are back with Miss Donna Millhouse, president of the Alpha Tau Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Miss Millhouse, can you tell us why this day is so special and important and why we open it up to the public this year?
Well, Founders Day in Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority is very, very important because it's that day that we're able to commemorate what those 16 ladies envisioned for a sorority for African American women, some right now, 111 years ago. So we come together once a year to commemorate what they did, what they stood for, which allows us to stand today.
And how would you say that Alpha Tau Omega is in line with that vision that was started in 1908?
Alpha Tau Omega is so super in line with that vision. We are 88 years old, which means that we have been in existence for the majority of the life of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority. So still being able to stand for 88 years based on the premise of what those ladies established our great sorority for, says a lot for us. We've been doing a lot of things since last year. We're on this thing called our Pink Wave, something like the political blue and red wave, because Alpha Tau Omega has done a lot of great things in the community with programs, and all those programs are based on what our original founders set forth for this great organization to do.
So going forward in 2019, what would you say is the vision or the mission of Alpha Tau Omega this year for 2019?
Well, our mission is going to be as what we started last year. We're going to be in the community, by the community, and for the community. All of our programs are going to be dedicated to making sure that we uplift the San Antonio and Bexar counties. And we're just going to keep moving forward with that great vision based on how the vision of our founders can really make San Antonio and Bexar County a better place for our citizens to live.
Okay, and before I let you go, I just have to ask, what do you want the community to know? Because a lot of times when people think sorority or they think AKAs, they think we're just all about looking great. But what is it that you really want them to understand when we talk about the sorority being a service to the community?
Well, our main three tenets as a group are scholarship, sisterhood, and service. And that is what we're about. Yes, we kick back, we put on our pink and green pumps, have a good time every so often, like we did with the Masquerade holiday celebration this past month. But we are all about the business of service to humanity, because we do understand that God has blessed us as college-educated women to be able to do things that others will not have an opportunity to do. And I'm a firm believer that to whom much is given, much is expected. So that's what we do as Alpha Kappa Alpha women. We give back and help the community to help others uplift themselves.
Well, I thank you for your time. I know you're busy. You have a program to run.
Yes.
And to our viewers, we ask that you just look forward to more as we celebrate the AKA's Founders Day event. I'm Linnell Taylor, and we hope you will tune in. That's Black Video News. I'm Linnell Taylor. This is Black Video News, and we are back. I have Ms. Aranetta Pierce, the guest speaker for today's Alpha Tau Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Founders Day program. Ms. Pierce, can you tell us how many years have you been a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated?
Wow. I have been a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority for 59 years.
Amazing.
I pledged in college at Tennessee State University, and I'm so glad that I did.
We're glad that you did as well. Can you tell us a little bit about what would you say is your most memorable moment being a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority?
Being a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, probably it was when my mother, Clementine Hamilton, penned me. She pledged Alpha Kappa Alpha when she was in college at Lemoyne College in Memphis, Tennessee in 1939. And for her to honor me with a pen was very, very special.
Well, going forward, what is your message to young ladies aspiring to be members of Alpha Kappa Alpha, or just young ladies in general? What would be your message?
As I said to my granddaughter, who's a senior in high school, who is choosing a college that hopefully she can pledge Alpha Kappa Alpha, I would say choose your friends and your ideals and your values with care. And when you do that, you know that you want to be a part of something that is significant. That will be a chance for you to watch the women of Alpha Kappa Alpha on your campus and choose to participate with them. The founders, as this is Founders Day, had great ideals and visions for women of Alpha Kappa Alpha. They wanted us to be of substance, of service, and those are the two most important values I think that the sorority still holds: substance and persistence.
You heard it, substance and persistence. Well, we know she is busy and has to get prepared as she is going to be delivering the speech for today. So we just thank her for her time being here, and thank you once again for taking time out
Thank you,
with Black
Sarah.
Video News.
I'm proud to be here with you.
Thank you so much. I'm Linnell Taylor. Tune in to Black Video News, and we'll be right back.